one of the great quarterbacks playing the game today. You've had a lot of success, and yet you've done it all without a mustache. You're running around out there, and I'm going to be honest with you, you look like a succulent baby lamb.
Okay, the first thing he says is lamb. So here we're talking 18, we're talking 9, you're talking Saturn, lamb, right? So now you're talking the lion and the lamb, right? What is the lion and the lamb? The lion and the lamb is the golden age of Saturn, where it says in the book of Revelations, where the lion shall lay down with the lamb. That's what he's referring to. Let's move on.
Okay. I guess to tell you the truth, I never had much of a desire to grow any facial hair. I think I managed to play quarterback okay without a mustache. Eli tried to grow one a while back without much success, I have to say.
Oh, I saw that. It did not look good. So you play in Denver for the Broncos at Mile High Stadium.
Correct.
Tell me about your relationship with Thunder.
Okay, who is Thunder? We'll have to jump back to the other page. I'll show you. Thunder is it all work? This always works out to the same thing. Thunder is Yahweh. Yahweh is Yahoo. Yahoo is Saturn, and they're all the god of thunder and lightning. Okay, remember the video I did with the dude that came down? It was purple. He had the two women. It said a pimp named Saturn, because he was dressed up with all of that shit on. Because in street lingo, that's referred to as flash. So we have thunder and lightning, flash. So we're back to the whole Saturn thing again.
Our mascot,
Yes.
Thunder.
Yes.
You're talking about the horse that runs up and down the field every time the Broncos score.
Oh, yes. I've had my eye on that wonderful beast for decades.
Okay, now you're talking beast again. So now you're back to the same thing. Saturn is the lion. The lion is the beast from the book of Job, where the devil or Saturn or whatever went to God, and God, the creator, said, well, what are you doing here? And he said, well, I just stopped by. And he said, well, what have you been up to? And he said, tromping up and down the earth, seeking whom I may devour. That's the lion, that's Saturn.
I mean, I know. I played a little in my day.
Also,
San Diego.
I wanted to point out the horse that he's referring to. That's the horse, probably of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
San Diego.
Oh, and if you look at it, it's a white horse. If you know the Denver Broncos, if you look at it, at least the old one was white. So that would be a pale horse, and that would be death.
State, scout team quarterback. I used to yell, Chekhov all the time. Chekhov! No clue what it meant, but when I saw someone on that defense move, I just yelled, Chekhov! Chekhov!
Okay, Chekhov. Chekhov, if you remember, you're thinking in your head, Chekhov, like somebody's doing a check mark. Chekhov was the Russian officer or crewman on the Starship Enterprise. So now you're talking Saturn, you're talking the Pale Horse, which is death, you're talking Russian. You know, there's some shit happening here. They're passing some serious code here. So we're going to jump back over to the page, and I'll show you guys. We'll just follow through it, and we'll hook it all together. But this is all Golden Age of Saturn rhetoric that they're talking about here. Okay, so we look, just to go back and verify. This is Yahweh is the exalted, unapproachable, terrific God from the thunder, cloud, and the lightning flash. So here we know that Yahweh, right? Yahweh is the God of thunder and lightning or flash. If we jump down here, we can see that Yahweh, but once the theory has been considerably currency, it requires notice, namely that Yahweh or Yahoo. So now we know that Yahweh and Yahoo are the same dude, right? Okay? And that Yahoo is worshipped throughout the whole great part of the area occupied west of the Western Semites. Semites, there's 13 groups of them. The ones that you would most basically know would be black people and Jews. And seeing that black people aren't the topic here that just leaves the Hebrews. So we go back. Let's go back to this. Testifies that Saturn is a star of Israel. In medieval astrology, Saturn was believed to be the abode of the devil. Both Saturn and whatever, I can't pronounce it, blah, 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 blah. The original elects from the diagram of the Celsus of Michael, the first angel, the creator of the shape of a lion. So here we have the lion associated with Saturn here. He obviously stands in the place of Iadaboth, whatever, who is identical with Saturn, as Origen points out, that the merge of the Nascenes is a fiery god. According to blah, 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 blah. There was a third god who Moses spoke, a fiery one, who was also a fourth, the author of evil. Between the god of Nasciens and the god of the Apels, there's definitely a close relationship, and it also appears with Yahweh in the Old Testament. Saturn is a black star. Let me move this up. Saturn is a black star, reputed and malfeasant. Dragons, serpents, scorpion, vipers, renards, or retards in this case, nocturnes, just all these other French words. Remarkably enough, Saturn's animals also include the ass, the donkey. That's why you see in American politics, you see the elephant and the donkey, because the elephant represents Elephantine of Babylonia, which were big Saturn worshippers. And here it tells you that the donkey, or the ass, is another animal that represents the planet Saturn. So see, you really don't have any choice when you're voting. So this, I'm just trying to tie all of this together, that they're all talking about the same thing. It doesn't matter. They're just passing code about their whoop-de-doo golden age of Saturn. And they're doing it, and people are sitting there eating potato chips, drinking beer like a bunch of dumb fucks. When they use the word Chekhov, that tells me there's, look, Israel and Russia are like two brothers. One is the lion, the other one's a unicorn. Okay? They're split right now, but at some point they come back together. And this is not a good thing that's happening here. But I mean, who cares about that, because there's no basketball involved. Oh, I'm sorry I brought this up. I didn't want to put a thorn in the rock of the truth movement. I just thought I might throw my 2 cents in here. But thanks for watching.